Sorry we had to do the jump, but I know several people still didn't get questions answered. And so I know this is the esoteric study, but let's go ahead and call health issues esoteric issues right now. So go ahead and anything goes. Go ahead.
So I forgot to read this whenever we were on the asafoetida. Somebody posted that most asafoetida has wheat in it. Just want to make sure they're not allergic to wheat, but I think it brings a good point with
It's the essential oil. So the issue is that usually the part that makes you like allergic is not present in the essential oil. Yeah.
Does Greg have any suggestions for a sudden onset of sciatica, which has been very painful for 2 weeks? I'm asking for a 69-year-old male. His doctor thinks it's from piriformis syndrome.
Yeah, it almost always is piriformis syndrome. Yeah, you want to do a couple of things, right? So you want to treat the lumbar spine. You want to treat the hip or the butt cheek, which is where the piriformis is. And the piriformis kind of goes from the sacrum across the butt cheek to the top part of the femur, which is your thigh bone. And the sciatic nerve passes through the pelvis. So that what happens is the piriformis syndrome pushes the nerve up against the nerve, but then pushes it up against the bone. And so it can be quite an issue. So the other issue with it is the sciatic nerve is one of the few nerves in the body that has immune cells on it. And so over a period of time, it can compromise the immune system a little bit and can cause allergies or a flare up of allergies. And so using things like the pain relief neuropathic, like on the lumbar spine and on the butt cheek itself, and then also rotate it with something that's antispasmodic. Like, so you could use marjoram, you could use spikenard, you could use vetiver, basil, petitgrain, even tarragon. Tarragon can be used on those areas, on the side where the sciatic is, like hit that butt cheek, just in lotion or ointment several times a day. When that is flared up, like, don't have the person poke too hard on it because it can irritate the nerve somewhat. And so that combination will usually calm it down. When it's really flared up, it doesn't always calm down really super quick. Like it can, but if it doesn't mean something's wrong. It just means that nerve and that muscle are just super inflamed. And so the other thing to take into account, anytime where a person's had sharp pain for longer than a week to 2 weeks, they're developing bronchial spasms, which increases tension in the diaphragm and increases tension in the spinal muscles. And so I would also treat the bronchial spasms. So something like hyssop, larch, the bronchioles blend, Melissa, myrtle, some form of myrtle, Sitka, something that will help to unwind the bronchioles. So by undoing the spasms in the bronchioles, a lot of times you'll reduce the pain by 40 to 50%. I find that nerve pain, I treat the site itself and I treat the bronchioles every step of the way. Giving them a little bit of galbanum internally or myrrh internally will help ease some of the intensity of the pain, of the nerve pain. But yeah, that's where I'd go with that.
And for the internal, how many drops?
Like 2 drops internal.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Yeah. Like after a week, if there is not starting to be significant progress, which can happen, by the way, like that's, you swing for the fences, but sometimes that area has degenerated much more than we realized. You just start feeling the pain, but that problem might have been there for a very long time. So you just have to keep on winding it.
And the other two people who asked the other questions aren't here. So go ahead, Jan.
Hey, Jen.
No.
Hi, that was my question about the sciatica. So thank you very much. That's very helpful. And the pain is just shooting down his right leg also.
Down the back of the leg or down the inner thigh or?
Well, he says it's all over, just the whole right leg. But it definitely is up in the hip too. Yeah.
Yeah. Did he have a hip x-ray?
Yes, he did. And he only has just very mild osteoarthritis. He had a lumbar x-ray today, so we don't know the results yet.
Okay. Yeah, because like that's always the other concern when you're starting to have some of the symptoms, like what's the state of the hip socket itself? Like, is that starting to be kind of worn out, or is there still some cartilage left? And so if they use the term mild osteoarthritis at his age, oh boy, he's ahead of the curve there. So
Yeah,
usually it's more than mild at that age. And
right.
so so try these things, see how it helps, and see, I mean, you could keep putting stuff on that hip, like, multiple times a day until it
Okay.
starts to calm down. But the pain relief neuropathic, it's antispasmodic and pain relieving at the same time, so it will help. But sometimes I still like to augment something to like decrease some of the tension. But the thing is like, until the pressure is off that nerve, like he'll find some temporary relief and then it will flare up again. And so that's why I like to augment that with, for one, like opening up the bronchioles. And so that makes it potentially last longer. But then the internal use of galbanum or myrrh, it just slows down that rebound effect in the nerve, when the pain is dissipated and then starts to shoot back up again. It just prevents the spike from going so high.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And then monitor, make sure that he's not getting like bad allergies or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like that's what can happen. And you can use like quercetin or something to knock that down. But if he's on like a prescription thing for allergies, whatever makes him comfortable. Like, but just
Okay.
know that allergies are a potential with that. Treating allergies doesn't make the hip better, but the hip will make the allergies worse.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Go ahead, Channing.
Hey, Miss Jenny.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to unmute.
Oh, you unmuted. Now you have to ask a question.
Okay. Let's see.
How's your work doing? How's everything going at work?
I think I'm going through some stuff. I'm just going through some stuff personally that is showing up in work. Nothing bad's happening. It's just what's the class that we had the weekend before, Greg?
Phoenix.
The Phoenix thing?
Man, that really brought up some deep-seated experiences around abandonment for me.
So about
And
something
yeah, I
specific,
mean,
or just in the workplace or from childhood or?
from childhood that, there's patterns, as I'm learning in this process, there's that traumatic effect of those events. And then I think I just dissociated for a long time and kept them very, very buried. and just going through some of these protocols, especially not last weekend, but the Phoenix technique, it really brought up some deep seated pain that I didn't know I had.
Hmm.
And so some of those patterns are actually playing out at work. Nothing bad's happening, but it's not.
Yeah, but you're aware of them
Not-
and you're aware of
Yeah.
them. So let's do this. Let's put this in motion. Let's do a little treatment. This could be for everybody.
Oh, great.
And so see, you spoke up and you had to ask a question, and like
You know what? I didn't intentionally, but what I was trying to do is my hand hit the unmute button. I was actually typing. I was chatting with Sam.
yeah. So I was gonna make a joke about it, but then I lost my
Okay,
joke.
make a joke, please.
No.
I like your jokes.
So let's do this. So we have a little bit of abandonment. And is it about like a particular time or with a particular person or just the feeling?
Okay.
You don't have to give a lot of
abandonment,
details, just give me an idea.
childhood abandonment with my mom. And it's not like she left me in an orphan
No,
or anything.
I
I
get
don't
it.
want to give the wrong impression.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. Parents can be doing like all the right things, but then like, when the child wanted something or, especially at a very young age,
And then I think the worst experience of all is, she died when I was 13. I think that's like, for
Oh,
me,
that would be a big
that
one.
was a massive, and I hadn't realized it was abandonment. I thought it was just more sadness and grief due to loss. But as we were unwinding a lot of the protocols, that just kind of surfaced.
Right. So let's do this. Like,
Bit of a reckoning.
do you have like some helichrysum handy?
I do.
Yeah. And for the other people, if you want to do this, you can do helichrysum. If not, you could do something like the protective web or um even something like basil or sage, clary sage, even lavender if you don't have any of those. Okay, so this is what I'd like you to do is like just sit and think of the situation, whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, this incident happened. It could just be like there was this pattern when I was young, there was this feeling or whatever it is that you can tap into. If you're wanting to target something, be it a feeling, a situation, an event, any sort of pattern, and just reflect on it. You're just going to sit and reflect. And as you are reflecting on this, pay attention to your body. Find a spot in your body that really kind of lights up as you contemplate this. It might feel a little tense, it might feel tight, might feel achy. Sometimes your attention even wants to go away from the spot. And keep your awareness on that spot. Your eyes are closed, your awareness is just on that spot. And keep your eyes closed and begin inhaling the oil with your awareness on that spot. Don't move around, just linger in that area, in that one spot. You're still inhaling on that spot. And then just let go for a moment. Keep your eyes closed. Contemplate the same issue again, same situation, same pattern. You're still contemplating. Your awareness is on your body. You're finding where it like jumps out at you. Might be the same spot, might be a new spot, but just check in with your body. Your awareness is still just on the body. Begin inhaling the oil with your awareness on that part of your body. Just inhale, really lingering into that part of the body. And then just be still for a moment. Keep your eyes closed. Just let go of the inhalation. Just be still. So we're going to do the Lama Yoga breath. So you can just watch me for a second. I'll revisit this. Head down. Inhaling through the nose. Head up. Exhale. Down. Inhale up. Exhale down. So we're not doing the throat lock. You're just inhaling up. Exhaling down. 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 And then just be still. Be aware. Your awareness is on your body. Just find a spot that jumps out at you. Your awareness is on that part of your body. Now, let your attention go there. Just reflect on the pattern. Reflect on the situation, the tendency. You're still thinking about the situation. Now, go to your body. Where do you feel it in your body? That same spot, you feel it in a different spot. Keep your awareness on that spot and inhale some oils. Whatever oil you're using, inhale. And then just be still. And then let's do another round of Lama Yoga, chin down to the chest. Inhale up, exhale down. 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 Just be still. Just be still. Be aware. Be aware of your body. Just check in with your body. Whatever spot jumps out at you, put your attention on that spot and just be still. Okay. Channing, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm on a different frequency right now, I think.
So like, here's the thing, like we have the abandonment class, but also some of this stuff is like locked in the body a little bit. And so when you go through and you do this practice, like you can sit and contemplate an issue and then go to find it in the body. You use the oil to kind of help clear it out. Like here, we're trying to release some trauma, but with the heated chrism. But going back and forth with the Lama yoga, it helps to break down the thought process, the thought pattern. And some of this is stuck in the body from other people. Some of it is the way you thought and felt at the time. It just physicalizes in the body, and then it affects your physiology, your emotions, your mind, and more on a physical level, like it would affect like the glands, and it affects your physiology quite substantially. And so by going through and doing this, you're helping to unwind that. But then in Phoenix technique, the thing that you said brought it up, I would go to and work letter M in that section. And when you go through and you look, it's going to say psychic projection, racist. And it doesn't mean that it's abandonment is a racist thing, but racism it isn't so much about like, oh, it's the color of the skin or the gender, or it is a piece of it, but it really, when you boil it down, what is the root of that? It's not being seen as an individual, not being seen as a person, not being seen as, like a person with thoughts and feelings and needs and all of that. And it doesn't mean that like if that happens, that causes you to be racist. It is this like not being identified, being like generalized either like as a group, or just sometimes it's like you're not even a person, like you're just a thing, right? And so working that particular aspect helps to unwind like the stream of thought associated with not being seen, not being an individual, not having needs acknowledged, whatever that is. And it just helps to unwind that, because each of the projections you could say is like kind of a stream of consciousness of sorts. And the more you unwind it, there are certain things that are like in its realm. And in the realm of this particular stream with like I need to change the name so it's not racist, but it's like the easiest way to get to what it's about. It's within that stream, there lies abandonment. There lies, several kind of thought processes that are like sprout up out of that stream being, of whatever it is. And so by going through and cleaning that up, it allows for a different kind of thought process to come through the mind. And so think of it almost like you're opening up a ray of thinking where it's not even that you're wanting to wrestle with that, oh, this happened, that happened, this person did this person did that. It's like whatever it was, it happened, right? You're wanting to almost like change the frequency. So like I'm stepping out of the stream of all that pain, and I'm stepping into a stream that is like above it. Like you almost can like look down and go, look, I used to be down there. But now I'm up in this stream where that stuff just kind of doesn't exist, right? And it's a lot like changing like a frequency on the radio. And, when we go through and we unwind trauma and we unwind stress and fear, it's literally a way to like disentangle those things so that you can kind of pop out of that stream and go into the stream above it, or the stream where that's not present. But there's times where it's not about working the specific incident, it's about cleaning up that stream. like resolving that stream somewhat, so that you almost like disentangle from that stream and you go, I can step out of that and I can step into something different. And in Buddhism, it's what they talk about when they're talking about emptiness. It's not that there's a lack of something, but there's a stream of awareness or a stream of consciousness that comes in that's not about the things that happened. It's not about the things that happened or the things we want. It's about, your soul nature, your Buddha nature, whatever you want to call it, coming in and being more aware of that. And so, do the practice where you put your awareness on the different parts of the body and like see where it's locked in. And then the Lama Yoga moves energy from the lower centers up to the upper centers, which means you're already disengaging the pattern, but the head back and forth is literally breaking down the thought form. And then you put in your awareness on the body again, it's breaking it up in the body. And using oil also helps to deepen it. And then after you've done that for a while, jump in and work the letter M from the Phoenix class. Yeah.
Okay, that is so amazing, because I think from that class you had talked about how the chords, the memory is the chord. I had never associated a memory being a chord, and that came up in class, and I think this particular chord was so deeply buried.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like when you go through and clean them or cut them, it does bring it up to the surface, because it's like that old memory or those old thought forms are basically going through a dying process. They're coming to the surface and either trying to get you to re-engage them, to reinforce them, or they're going to the light. It's literally like one of those things where you're a little piece of you is dying off, but like in a good way. And like you can have memories, but like when there's still a charge, or you can go back and go, I can remember like it was yesterday. I was just saying that today about something. And anytime like you can remember it like it's yesterday, or feelings or emotions can come up, or you go back and it doesn't move. Like that's another indicator. You go back and it just looks like you're looking at a painting on the wall, like there's not movement and everything. There's still quite a connection to that. And you go through and you clean that up, and then when you go back, it just almost looks like you're watching something on TV. Like, yeah, I kind of remember that happened, but I don't really have the emotion or feeling about it. And it's not because it's repressed. It's not because you've checked out. It's just connection to it is just done. It's just not there anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg.
Try that and see how that helps. And
I
this is
sure
what I'd also say on this. A lot of times in the corporate setting, when people complain or say, there's a lot of stress, it's usually the threat of abandonment is what they're saying. If I don't perform, this is going to happen. If I don't do this, then I don't get in the meeting, or I'm not in this circle, or I'm not in the next project, or whatever it is. And so for you in the workplace, this is a big one to really resolve, because as soon as it's resolved, it almost makes you like fearless.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like if you don't have that issue, because it gets used to like kind of manipulate people a little bit. I don't even know how conscious people are of it, but there's definitely management styles that prey upon this. But you do this, it changes how you interact with people in that setting significantly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really game-changing class for me. I mean, all of them are, but this one particular was very.
Yeah.
Was very,
I've been chomping at the bit to get this one, the Phoenix and the Metatron, and the one with the anger that's coming up in December. I've been chomping at the bit for those classes. Yeah, I was like, I can't wait.
really ending the year on a
Yeah.
completely different level.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Greg. I really appreciate it. I know
Yeah,
you're
sure.
only at home for a few days, but I completely ran out of etheric quartz, and I sent Sam an email for, I think, 30 milliliters of.
Yeah, we
that.
can, no problem. We can get that for you. Yeah,
Okay, thank you so
yeah,
much.
you're so welcome. Okay, so we're going to jump over to the Astara blessing of the prayer petitions, if you'd like to join us. And if not, hopefully we get to see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow's the last night for the Sandalphon study group. And the following week, it's going to turn into the Metatron study group. So join us for the last one if you can. Okay, you guys.